Hi, what's up guys? Today I would like to show you my Madolche deck profile. So let's go into the main deck. For the Madolche monsters, I play 3 Pedincessor, 3 Angeli, and 3 Magellan. These are your searchers and combo starters, so 3 of each. Next, 2 Hoodcake. Hoodcake is also your combo starter, but you need to have a setup in grave in order to banish a card and special summon a Madolche from deck. 2 Messengelato. This is your searcher for spells and traps, but this card needs to be special summoned while you control a Madolche beast monster. So we usually want to summon this card with Hoodcake, or you want to special summon this card while you have a Hoodcake already on the field. Next one, Pedincessor. So Pedincessor is required for Pedincessor in order to have a bonus effect of Chocola mode to special summon Madolche monsters from deck. Next, for the Madolche spells and traps, I play 1 of each Chateau, Ticket, Salon, Promenade, and Desert. So these 4 are pretty standard. Desert, most players don't play, but I like to have a second trap that I can search, because usually the Promenade I set with Salon, and I have a second card that I can search with the Linktree Mucarons, and usually I summon this card after I already have a bunch of Madolche monsters that I don't need another monster in hand, so it's nice to search another interruption. Next I play Vernusylph cards, so 3 Flourishing Hills. This card can get me into the other Vernusylph cards, so 3 Misting Seedlings. This card can get me any Earth Fairy, so it can get me into my Madolche monsters. Next one, Vernusylph Towing Mountains. This card can draw me a card, and Awakening Forest can dump me a Earth monster from deck to grave. The targets that I play are the Prayer Statue of the Drought and Mudora. The Barrier Statue prevents me and my opponent from special summoning other monsters except Earth monsters, so it's a lock that I can set up pretty easily if I drew 2 Vernusylph monsters, because this card can dump it into grave, but it cannot special summon it, so I need a second Vernusylph to special summon it back. And if I have only access to 1 to send to grave and I don't have a second one to revive, I usually send Mudora, because it's a really good interruption into most meta decks. And Vernusylph cards are really good also to special summon back the Madolche monsters, so I have more bodies on the field and more ways to get through interruptions. And for the non-engine, I play 3 Mochami foils. I don't play any other hand traps, because I don't have enough room to play a lot of hand traps, so I play only the most impactful cards. And this card is really impactful because it stops either stops my opponent completely, or it makes my opponent to make a lot weaker board. So if my opponent ends on a really weak board, I can break it and OTK with this deck pretty easily. And also it's a monster, so I can discard it for the Vernusylph cards. Next, 3 Kashtira Fenrir. This is also a Earth monster, and it's a really good card going first and second, and also it generates me a monster into my hand, so it's a discard fodder for the Vernusylph cards, and it's also a really strong interruption to end on. And the last cards in the main deck are Called by the Grave, 2 Triple Tactic Stunt, and 2 Book of Eclipse. So Called by the Grave, I play this card because this deck can be weak into some hand traps. So I play a Called by. I would play more if I could. 2 Triple Tactic Stunt because this card is really good going first or second. And Book of Eclipse is also really good going first or second. I don't want to only play good going second cards because I want to have these cards to be alive going first or second. And that's it for the main deck. In the extra, I play 3 Tiramisu. 3 because 1 I need for Tiara Phrase to rank up, and 2 to break my board next turn. Next, 2 Glass Souffle. The third is not needed anymore, and 1 Chocolate Mode. I have easier way to shuffle back my resources thanks to the new Exiled Monster, that I can shuffle back Madolche cards back into during my opponent's turn. So I don't need more of the Chocolate Mode or Glass Souffle. Next, for the generic Exiled Monsters, 1 Baguska, 1 Zeus, and 1 Typhoon. So Baguska is really good against some matchups that I just end on this card, and it's against some decks it's really hard to get over, and all I need is to slow down the game, and Madolche cards creates a really sticky end board, so if I can slow down the game I can just OTK next turn. Zeus to clear boards, and Typhoon is good against some matchups, or if my opponent stops me completely, I can just put this card on top of my monster and have at least some interruption, removal. Next, for the links, I play 2 Fresh Restart. I play 2 because usually I have enough bodies on the field that I want to get into grave, so I summon the 1 Fresh Restart to have Madolche monsters in grave that I can shuffle back, and the second one to either summon this card after I summon the Mucurans, because this card doesn't have any usage during my opponent's turn, but the Fresh Restart can be also hard to deal with, because every time this guy would be destroyed I can shuffle back a Madolche from grave. So this card is also good to summon with deserts during my opponent's turn, just to my opponent to have a hard time to get over my monsters and deal a lot of damage. And the generic links, I play 1 Spirit Knight, just to have another way to clear my opponent's board or grave, and it's a link monster, so even if my opponent declares Exiled Monsters with the barrier, I can just go into link to have some sort of interruption, and also it's a way to link off one of my opponent's card that I steal with talents. And the last card in the extra is 1 Underworld Goddess. This deck doesn't really have a way to clear a big unaffected monster, so this is the way that I can get rid of it. It's usually not needed in the meta, so if you want you can get rid of it, but sometimes I play against purely, and it's nice to have this card in the extra. So at least I would recommend you to put this card into side. And that's it for the extra deck and deck profile. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this deck. what would you change, and what other deck profiles would you like to see. Thanks for watching and see you next time.